Have you ever stood in the shower and just thought about that one scene in Sonic CD's credits that shows a zone that doesn't appear anywhere in the game? No? Well, neither have I. Sonic CD is kind of the oddball of classic Sonic games. For starters, it's the only Sonic game that was released for a Sega Genesis add-on, and not for the Genesis itself, that being on the Sega CD. Hey, I said a Sonic game, not a Knuckles game. Sonic CD is also the only game to have two completely different soundtracks depending on which region you're located in, going as far as to having two completely different vocal theme songs. Sonic Boom for the US version, and You Can Do Anything for the Japanese version. From my understanding, the change in music was to try and cater to American audiences better, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're taking a look at Sonic CD's scrapped level that still ended up making it into the final game, at least partially. If you enjoy what you see, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite zone in Sonic CD? For me, I personally say Palm Tree Panic, but who knows, maybe you're a psychopath and like Wacky Workbench for some reason. Anyways, let's get on with the video. But first, I need to tell you guys about FiGGYZ. FiGGYZ are a new and innovative way to display some of your favorite characters. These FiGGYZ can go anywhere you desire. On your desk, in your fridge, next to you while you sleep, the possibilities are endless. Each box comes with your FiGGYZ character, a reversible metal background that features a location from the character series on one side, while the other side displays what series your character comes from. With the two magnets located on the back of each FiGGYZ character, you can put them on the metal plate, or just about anything that's magnetic. The box also comes with a display base for you to set your magnetic plate on, and a 3M wall mount magnet that attaches to your wall so you can display your FiGGYZ that way as well. If you're lucky enough, you might just get an extra metal plate with your character imprinted on it. Now, let's say you want to put Sonic on Metal Sonic's backdrop. Well, you can do that. You can even put 2 on a metal plate, or 3, or even 4 if you're skilled enough. Each character also comes with a QR code on the back that when scanned in the FiGGYZ app, which releases May 20th, adds the FiGGYZ to your profile. This allows you to see which edition your FiGGYZ character is, and you can track your collection in the app as well. The app will also feature FiGGYZverse, which will be rolling out later this year. There's more than just Sonic though. There are tons of FiGGYZ characters from your favorite series, and more being released every single week with more franchises joining in down the road. They'll be available to purchase starting June 4th for the low price of $14.99, but if you want to get 5% off your first order and 24-hour early access to their shop, then just click on the first link in the description below. Thank you so much to FiGGYZ, and let's get on with the video. So let's talk about why people first started believing that Sonic Team scrapped one of Sonic CD zones during the game's development. The best place to start is in Sonic CD itself. During the end credits of the original game, we can see Sonic being attacked by a bunch of Needle Noses in Palm Tree Panic. Then the screen transitions to Sonic bouncing from platform to platform in collision chaos until he reaches the ground, in which he destroys a Kama who is throwing their arms at him. In later re-releases of Sonic CD, however, in between the Palm Tree Panic and collision chaos animations, we see Sonic run through a zone we've never seen before, then get attacked by what we now know as an antlion. From this little animation, we could see Sonic running through some sort of ruins with collapsible floors that break apart as Sonic runs over them, large metallic structures that look like something Eggman made, and what looks to be a lot of overgrown grass and tree roots littering the ground. Looking at the zones in Sonic CD, we see that none of what is seen in this little animation appears anywhere in the game, not even the enemy. So if we know these animations play in order from Palm Tree Panic all the way to Metallic Madness, that means there must be a zone somewhere in the game that was scrapped along the way. We just needed proof of it. Turning our attention to the PC port of Sonic CD, we can find confirmation that there is a zone that seems to be missing from the final release of the game. The level files for the game are all named in a specific way. Following the letter R, the first number indicates what the zone is, the second number indicates what the act is, and the letter following dictates what time period Sonic is in. This letter can be A for present, B for past, C for good future, and D for bad future. So for example, if the file for the level is titled R13D, this means that Sonic is in the bad future of Palm Tree Panic Zone Act 3. So how does this confirm that there's a whole zone missing from this game? Well, the file names for this level jump right from R13D to R31A, completely skipping over anything from R2. This is how the scrapped zone was originally given the name R2. We can even see something similar if we go into the level select of Sonic CD. This can be accessed by completing all levels in time attack in under 25 minutes, and then completing all the special zones in under 4 minutes. Once you do that, you can go into the extras menu, select the stage select, and see that the level select jumps from Zone 1 Palm Tree Panic to Zone 3 Collision Chaos. This scrapped zone also helps strengthen the theory that all the zones in Sonic CD, or at least most of them, are just reimagined zones from Sonic 1. Palm Tree Panic takes place in a lush green plains area with some trees similar to Green Hill Zone. Collision Chaos features a lot of bumpers and springs that launch you all over the place similar to Spring Yard Zone. Tunnel Tempest takes place in an underground labyrinth with water in it similar to Labyrinth Zone. Stardust Speedway takes place in what looks like a city that never sleeps, which is similar to Starlight Zone. But then from here on out, the theory falls a little flat. But I bring this up because if R2 was originally meant to be some sort of Marvel-like area, it means that it would be similar to Marble Zone, which happens to be the second zone in Sonic 1. But we don't even know if R2 was supposed to be an underground Marble area. So unless we get some concept art of what the zone was originally going to look like, then this theory won't hold up. Hey, I got a package here for Mr. Llennox. Would that be you?
It's just Llennox, okay?
Then why is your name spelt with 2 L's?
Because I like llamas, and I don't know, they start with 2 L's, so I thought it would be something that was cool.
Oh, that's kind of weird. But anyways, this is for you.
What even is that? I didn't order anything.
Well, the description says it's 2 pieces of paper of concept art for a level known as R2.
If it's just 2 pieces of paper, then why is the box so big?
To compensate.
Oh.
Well, I'm just gonna leave this here, and I hope you have a good day, Mr. Llennox.
It's Llennox!
In 2011, Sega released a video called the Sonic CD Developer Diary, which features Sonic Team's art director, Kazuyuki Hoshino, taking us through some of the concept art and sketches that were created during the development of Sonic CD. During the short 4.5-minute video, Hoshino takes some time showing concept art of Sonic CD's zones, and it's during this section that we see a sketch of a zone that would have had rainbow-colored waterfalls flowing through it. It was later confirmed that these waterfalls were intended to be part of R2 before it got scrapped from Sonic CD. The other piece of concept art we see of R2 is located in Sonic Origins. If we head on over to the museum and look at the illustrations, piece number 3 of the Premium Collection shows us a little overview of Little Planet, and what do we see located between R1 and R3? That's right, R2. It looks like it was supposed to have the player start above ground in some sort of dense forest area, then slowly make their way into an underground area filled with traps like spikes. I'm curious as to what the fan would have done. Maybe it would behave similar to the giant fans we see in Flying Battery Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's just my guess, and I have no official source to back that up. On top of having some concepts for what R2 is supposed to look like, we also know a couple of the enemies that were supposed to appear in this level thanks to Christian Whitehead. If you don't know who he is, Christian Whitehead was responsible for porting Sonic 1, 2, and CD over to mobile phones back in the 2010s, and was also one of the developers of Sonic Mania. While working on the Sonic CD port, he was given access to more of the game's assets and was able to share some of the zone's badniks and the boss for the zone. In this screenshot, we can see an antlion, a burrowbot, some sort of worm or snake-like badnik, and Eggman riding what looks to be a one-wheeled vehicle. We know that these were supposed to be in R2 due to all of them having the word R2 before their name. It also looks like the antlion was considered for R8, which is Metallic Madness, but was cut for unknown reasons. This brings me to the next point in this video. Why was the zone cut from the game in the first place? It had at least some concepts made of it, and it even appears in the credits cutscene of Sonic CD. So what happened? Well, in an email interview with Jim Trethway, a developer who is responsible for porting Sonic CD to the PC, a fan asked him the following question. In Sonic CD, while porting it, were you ever aware, or did you ever hear anything of a possible R2 directory? The current level structure jumps from R1 to R3, and R2, a long lost missing level, is, of course, not there. Jim Trethway responded to this email saying, "Guys, this Llennox dude is making some good content. You should totally subscribe to his channel if you're enjoying the video so far." Junetsu Kakata, planner for Sonic CD, explained to me in the manner in which the games were developed. Each level was owned, coded and debugged, by a single engineer. So there was a separate engineer for each level. They were in charge of all 3 phases of the level, past, present, and future. These engineers worked entirely parallel and independently. Kakuta did the framework code to hold all the levels together. He said the original Genesis version of the game was done the same way. I asked about the R2 level. Although not explicitly stated, my impression from him is that the designer of the level R2 didn't do a very good job, so they left it out of the final product. It was never shipped in any form. So to recap, it seems like each level only had one person who was in charge of designing a single zone, and they were also in charge of designing the past, present, good future, and bad future variants of each level. The developers worked independently of each other, and the reason why R2 was left out of the final game seems to be that whoever was creating it didn't really do a good job, so it was left out of the final product. Now we don't know if the level design was bad or anything like that, but from the response it just seems like it wasn't a very fun zone to play. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kinda getting tired of calling this zone R2. Well, thankfully, we actually know the official name for this zone. A fan known online as Master Dreamcaster reached out to Sonic CD's director Naoto Oshima for some more info on R2 besides what we already had. Although Oshima didn't remember much about the zone, he did reveal what the zone would have been called if it had appeared in the final game. That name being Dubious Depths. Now I think Dubious Depths is a perfect name for this zone. It follows the same naming convention as all the other zones in this game, having both words start with the same letter. For those who aren't aware, the word dubious means to be hesitant or doubting. So if we apply that knowledge to what we learned about previously with this zone being set mostly underground, then we know that this zone could have been a place where as Sonic, you'll need to tread carefully because enemies may pop out at you, or maybe the floor could even fall out from under you, just like we see in the little cutscene we get at the level in the credits. Speaking of that cutscene, why is it even in the game? Well, the main man himself, Christian Whitehead, confirmed that the animation studio who created the cutscenes in Sonic CD started working on them very early in development of Sonic CD when Dubious Depths was still in the game. So, now we know the name of the zone, where it was located on Little Planet, what it looked like, and enemies that were going to appear in it. Is there anything else we could be missing? Would you believe me if I said we also know the music that would appear in this level? Masato Nishimura, Sonic CD's landscape designer, confirmed in some messages with fans that the track Little Planet in Sonic CD's DA Garden is a song that would play in the background of Dubious Depths if the player were in the present. Take a listen. That's not all we have though. In the Sonic the Hedgehog Remix album, an album comprised of songs from the Japanese version of Sonic CD, if we take a listen to the Techno Power remix, we hear that it's a mix of all the Bad Future tracks in the game. They're all in order, except there was an extra track added in between Palm Tree Panic's Bad Future and Collision Chaos's Bad Future. It's believed that this song would have been the track that played as Sonic runs through the Bad Future of Dubious Depths. And finally, there's one more song off of this album called Sonic Stream, which is a remix of Little Planet from Sonic CD's DA Garden, which we now know to be the song originally planned for Dubious Depths Present. Since it also sounds similar to the section believed to be Dubious Depths Bad Future in the Techno Power mix, it's also believed that this song is meant to be played while in the good future of Dubious Depths. Take a listen. Looking back at all this scrapped content, it's interesting to see how much of it still survived throughout the past 30 plus years. I would love to go back in time and see what this level would have looked like before it got tossed out, but maybe it's a good thing that it did since it didn't seem like it was too fun of a level to play through in the first place. Well, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. If you have any ideas for future videos, then just let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to check out FiGGYZ, which is linked in the description below. As always, have a great day everyone, peace.